Good evening every one of you, and express my deep gratitude to you all for spending a highly valuable time with me today. I welcome you all for today's Parvita TED Talk event. Let me share some interesting things. You might have seen monkeys scratching one another's body carefully with a lot of concentration and sometimes tasting the dead skin particles. It looks strange and funny for us, but for monkeys it is a life and death issue. You might have seen birds scratching its wings and taking bath in water. You might have seen cows and buffaloes scratching their bodies against trees or walls available here and licking its own body or licking one another's body. You might have seen dog eating grass. Don't get surprised. They eat sometimes. Why? I'll tell you later. You might have seen ants carrying heavy loads of food in summer for rainy and winter seasons. Now let's talk about monkeys. Monkeys clean their body and remove dead particles of skin, or it will suffer from skin diseases. The areas like back and head can be seen, so it takes help of another monkey to clean. Cleaning is mutual. Birds too rigorously scratch its wings and skin with its claws, or its wings get infection and can't fly as it is ought to do, or it may become a prey for its predators. The above actions of these animals are called grooming gestures. Dog eating grass looks funny, but it is as true as coal is black. When dog suffers from indigestion, it eats grass and vomits the indigested food and gets relief. Ants die of starvation if food is not stored before rainy and winter seasons. It can't follow the philosophy of a grasshopper, enjoy now and die later. The above actions of these animals prove us that they have exceptional survival skills. They know how to survive despite having disadvantages. Comparing to human being life, human being is the wisest creature on this planet, no doubt about it, but struggles to lead life. A student commits suicide when he fails in exam. A man gives poison to his whole family and commits suicide. A young couple get into the halls of justice for divorce instead of leading a happy life. We kill ourselves not knowing how to live, where our wisdom vanished. Today after my presentation, you will come to know that why youth is lacking in survival skills and how to nurture them. In my opinion, parents are first teachers in this regard. Parents have to nurture these skills at home. In the absence of survival skills, the presence of best grades and gold medals are like having good physics with a retarded mind. Parents have to make children independent, but over-pampering is spoiling the future of children. Parents feel that they are giving comforts, but not actually exposing them to problem-solving skills. Most of the teenagers do not know how to cook rice. Most of the teenagers do not know how to wash their own clothes. Most of the girls do not know how to plait their own hair. Most of the parents do not insist their children to walk to school, but they are ready with the vehicle to drop. If I list, my whole TED Talk consumes for listing. It is not giving them comfort, but teaching them how to become dependent. Dependent skills, survival skills. Another extreme is over-authority on children. In this case, child has to do whatever the parent says. Child has no freedom to move independently. No freedom of choosing career, no liberty of expression. Parents have to understand that their children are not circus cats. They can't be trained cats which are trained in circus. I request all the parents and educators, listen to the child, correct them if they are wrong. If freedom of expression is sealed, they become the robots and obviously lack in survival skills because they get habituated to get programmed by parents always. Listening is the greatest gift that can be given to the children. In this context, I want to narrate a real incident. Viktor Frankl is one of the famous psychiatrists of 20th century. In his book, Man's Search for Meaning, narrates a real story. It is one of the life-changing book. If you get a chance, please read it. One midnight, a woman called him and informed that she was about to commit suicide. Mr. Frankl kept her on phone and patiently listened to her problem. said why her living is important. Then she promised that she would not ever kill herself. When they met later, Frankel asked what words of him changed her mind. She said none of them. Surprisingly, what influenced her to go on living? The answer was simple. She was very happy because there was someone in this world who was ready to listen to her problem even at midnight, hence decided to live. Thus Frankel's patience listening saved one life. I request all the parents and educators, listen to the child. This child, when he grows up, listens to the others. Both over pampering and over authority kills survival skills of youth. Next, the role of educational institutions. Schools, colleges and universities have to play a major role on developing survival skills among the youth. Most of the schools pay less attention on developing survival skills, keeping aside skill development. Schools, instead of becoming skill stations, they are becoming production factories of marks and grades. Marks and grades are everything for the parents. Parents to encourage the same. Schools are competing to produce marks and grades, keeping aside skill development. I am very lucky being in Paramita as this school gives most priority for skill development. Conversation classes teaches me how to express myself. Project-based learning classes teaches me problem solving and analytical skills. House activities make me involved in sports and physical fitness is addressed. Though I am in 9th grade, I am fearlessly talking about survival skills and I have done a lot of research into this area. This kind of education is required for today's child. Dear educators and parents, I say that academics are very important, but not at the cost of life skills. If education does not teach me how to survive in this world, then what is the use of this education? Thank you all.